Shocking transfer window, and obviously Arsenal look like they want to offload one of their Hell Academy all Hell end graduates. That is Emile Smith Rowe, and that is the lead story of the day, being reported by Charlotte Dunker, a reporter, all football reporter from the Times. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. Guys, I missed you and hope you missed me, but I'm back with a bang. We are talking Folarin Balogun, obviously traveling to Monaco to undergo his medical, to finalize paperwork, a 5-year deal, obviously confirmed to us by the Arsenal correspondent for The Athletic. And lastly, guess what? Arsenal look like they're going to get in and bag in more money this summer transfer window, as it's left with 3 days. Nottingham Forest have gone ahead to re-register their interest in the Arsenal left back, that is Nuno Tavares. Let's see close to 400 likes much of this video. Don't forget to subscribe so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David remains my name. Now, we thank God for the gift of life, and for the Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barakallahu Fikum, continue to subscribe because we want to hit 17,000 subscribers by the end of this month, and we're left with just 3 days to call it the month of August. Not so. The Times today's gonna hate to put out a story of Emile Smith Rowe with that. Arsenal are willing to sell Emile Smith Rowe after an approach from Chelsea. Smith Rowe, frustrated by his lack of game time, has been offered to other unnamed Premier League clubs. However, Arsenal have not put a valuation onto the player. Now, let's talk Emile Smith Rowe. In the first 2 seasons played for Arsenal, I think it was around 18 years, 19 and 20, he really looked great. But in a season where you expected him to obviously thrive and become that big man into the Arsenal side, he was so much disturbed by an injury. I remember him playing 45 minutes in the game they played in Nuremberg. That was in the summer of 2022. And when they went to America, a calf was really injured. And his calf having been injured, it really led him to a situation, put him in a situation of not hitting his goals. And when returned from USA, he decided to do the needful and obviously take a surgery. And after taking a surgery, he was out for some good months, and then Arsenal saw him return. But ever since he returned, he's not yet back to the levels where Arsenal is really required him to be. And to make it worse, by the time he was fit, Arsenal had gone ahead to include or sign more 3 midfielders, all 4. 1, Jorginho in the January transfer window of this year, Leandro Trossard in the January transfer window of this year, then Declan Rice in the summer transfer window of this year, plus Kai Havertz in the summer transfer window of this year, meaning that all the positions that we're going to have to compete for at Arsenal are highly competitive. He used to play in the central midfield, that is it, and they've gone ahead to add Kai Havertz into that position, meaning that he's like the third in the pecking order. There is Fabio Vieira too, meaning that he needs to obviously go past Fabio Vieira and Kai Havertz to get into the starting 11 of Arsenal. And if I told you so, the game of football that Fabio Vieira played on Saturday, you all agree with me that obviously he is the best contestant to obviously dislodge Kai Havertz out of that position. When you look at the left attacking side of the midfield, where he went ahead to register some good numbers in the season of 2020, I think it was 2021, 2022, Emile Smith Rowe has competition from Martinelli, Trossard, Reece Nelson, meaning that he needs to obviously fight 3 players, and that is really going to be so hard of him to obviously register such a success at Arsenal. And the lack of playing time has seen teams like Chelsea coming in for him, as Pochettino is a big admirer of this player. And Charles Dunker is a good journalist reporting to us this story, meaning that there is some interest from Chelsea for Emile Smith Rowe. But it depends on to what Arsenal is really wanting. If Arsenal are really looking in for some good money from Emile Smith Rowe, they'll get the money because the player is really a very good asset. That is it. They can get the money and they can sell him for like £40 million. And if I told you sell Emile Smith Rowe for like 40 million pounds. That will be something great for Arsenal. So having done the deal of Balogun, close to 40 million pounds, they want obviously dislodge another player, that is Emile Smith Rowe, and is up for sale as far as the times are really concerned. But let's talk about Chelsea and them wanting this player. You know, this guy is very direct, and I think they're looking at him as a replacement for Mason Mount. He's a new breed of talent from the newly promoted sides of the young talent coming in from the English academies, and Emile Smith Rowe is a very good player. He can play as a central attacking midfielder. He can play as a left attacking midfielder. I've seen very many Arsenal fans mourning that they shouldn't allow this player leave. But for Chelsea, they all know that for them to sign a player from Arsenal, it's always hard. It has to be very, very expensive. Having sold Kai Havertz to Arsenal for 67 million pounds, Arsenal also want to revenge to Chelsea to either show them that next time when we come on your door, don't really ransom us, because you're also going to come out and have a player that you really need. Remember, Chelsea were interested in signing Folarin Balogun, and Arsenal called in for 70 million pounds and selling him to Monaco. They've gone ahead to sell him 40 million pounds, 35 million pounds plus 5 million pounds of add-on. So how much will they value Emile Smith Rowe? But to me, I believe if he goes to Chelsea, obviously that means Enzo Fernandez and Moise Caicedo playing the double pivot, Conor Gallagher and Romeo Lavia out of the team, with Emile Smith Rowe playing as a central attacking midfielder to create some good chances for Nicholas Jackson, Raheem Sterling, and who else plays off the left. So that is it, and I believe he fits well into that Chelsea side because they're lacking a central attacking midfielder, and Enzo Fernandez has been played in that position for some time, but I don't believe that his creativity really reaches the levels of what the manager really wants. I know he's a talented player, versatile, but I prefer him to be a box-to-box midfielder at Chelsea, such that they get in the other players that they really deserve. So let's wait and see whether this deal of Emile Smith Rowe to Chelsea is really going to obviously thrive and obviously happen. Now we go to Balogun. I've talked about that Arsenal had put an asking price of 70 million pounds, provided Chelsea all Spurs were in for him, and an Arsenal correspondent for the Athletic has gone ahead to confirm to us that Balogun is now traveling. Balogun is now traveling to Monaco to complete a medical and finalize paperwork ahead of signing a 5-year deal with the League One side. If all goes to plan, the transfer could be announced by the end of Wednesday. So, Balogun has crossed from this side of Arsenal to Monaco, and I think they're really getting themselves a very good player. I've been discussing him here for a very long time, and we all know what he brings or he puts on the table. He comes with goals, intensity, pressing, physicality, and the energy that maybe is going to see Monaco make some huge profits off the sale of this player. And Arsenal have gone ahead to include what we call a sell on clause. That is it. If Arsenal want, if Monaco happen to sell this guy, out of the profits they make, they're going to really offer Arsenal some good amount of money. When you look at Monaco and their previous records of selling players, it shows you that this is a very huge asset they've gone ahead to acquire, and I think they will even sell him close to 100 million euros to any team that's going to come in through. Remember, next season, teams are going to be interested in centre forwards. Manchester United, Chelsea, Napoli, I know they're going to lose Victor Osimhen. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich will look for a young forward, because they brought in Harry Kane, who is really an old one. When you look at teams like Spurs, they will be hunting for centre forwards after Harry Kane leaving, and very many other teams altogether. So, as it stands, Monaco might find themselves really selling this player close to 100 million euros, provided he obviously puts the balls at the back of the net. And I really have no doubt on Balogun. I know he's going to do the needful. He's going to score those goals left, right, and center. That is Folarin Balogun doing the reliable work for that side. Remember, last season he played, I think we had 36 games and he scored 21 games and put up and put up 3 assists. Those were 24 goal involvements. This time round, he's in Monaco, one of the big teams in the French League One, and is willing to obviously take it to the next level where it's really desired and deserved. Now, lastly, let's do something concerning Nuno Tavares. Now, Nottingham Forest were one of those teams that were interested in securing the services of Nuno Tavares as the left back at their team, but they found themselves in a situation of pulling out, and Aston Villa have gone in and obviously threatened a little bit, and it shows you that the player is back on the ladder. Now, we've been told by Simon Jones of the Mail that Nottingham Forest have revived their bid to sign Arsenal left back, that is Nuno Tavares, on loan, and are now hopeful of getting a deal agreed for a player with an option to buy. Arsenal have a very good working relationship with Nottingham Forest, having sold their Matt Turner, and now Nottingham Forest are obviously coming into Arsenal with an offer of a loan to buy. Now, for my case, if I'm Arsenal, I loan Tavares that side, but I don't put there a mandatory buy clause, because if he goes to Nottingham Forest and he gets what we call regular game time, Tavares might blossom, and at least he might cost close to £30 million. But right now, I believe his signature won't exceed £10 million, and that that mandatory buy clause will obviously not exceed £10 million. Yet I believe if he goes to Nottingham Forest, he has a very decent season there. He can find himself into the shop window, and very many other teams will come in for him to take some good use of his services next summer. But I don't know what Arsenal's plans are for the player. Obviously, the confirmed plan for him is that Arteta doesn't have him in his plans, and the reason is simple. It's not because that Tavares is not talented. It's not because that he cannot compete at Arsenal. The problem is all about his ego that saw him being loaned to Marseille. That is it. But he's a player that Arteta is going to hate to appreciate, but the problem is with his ego at the club of Arsenal. The same applies to Balogun. That was his problem. His ego costed him a position at Arsenal, because Arteta knew it that if at all he keeps him at the club, he might obviously cause uncertainty in the dressing room of Arsenal. So Tavares to sorry about that. Tavares to what's the side? To Nottingham Forest is one of those deals you should keep a very huge eye on, but it also shows that Arsenal is going to be getting in some money, either on a permanent deal like £10 million or what we call a loan fee. That is it. So let's wait and see how that pans out. But Arsenal looks like it's working so much on the outgoings, and for the incomings, I'm returning very, very soon in the next 2 hours to bring you the latest news and information as far as all that is concerned. Now, your thoughts on Emile Smith Rowe up for sale? Would you like him to be sold or no? Then what do you make about Balogun traveling to Monaco to undergo his medical, and Tavares to Nottingham Forest has been really revived? I say that for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. Peace out to my Muslim viewers and subscribers. Barak Lau Fikum.